Welcome to Her Side of Campus, the show where ideas spark action and voices ignite change. I'm your host, Komal Iqbal, and today we're diving into a conversation that just might change your perspective on sports at university. Our guests are fellow students who are part of the rugby team. We'll be chatting about their experiences, the challenges they've faced, and what being part of the university sports team means to them. We'll also be talking about mental health and male allyship, as well as International Men's Day this year. So please welcome Sean.
Hello, yeah, my name's Sean. I sort out the finances for the rugby league team at Bradford, and I study chemical engineering here.
Nice. And
Hi, my name's Leo. I'm the social sec for Bradford Storm. I do physiotherapy. Yeah, I get everyone together and get them all as a team pretty much. It's my job.
Also the team model.
So I get told.
okay, tell us more about the rugby team.
Well, it's a very close-knit community. It's definitely worth getting involved. It's somewhere where you can be yourself and you don't have to hide anything.
Yeah.
You can be yourself. I've met long-term friends in this club. Some that aren't at the university now. Some that I, won't probably see for the next 5 years, but we'll keep in contact. And we know that we're just always been there for each other from the start of when I joined university. So it's like a family rather than a team most of the time to me.
Yeah, it's also a great way to get fit and have fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so as part of International Men's Day, we are doing quite a bit of stuff. So we're talking about redefining masculinity in sports and everyday life. We're also doing quite a few stuff with Freedom for Girls, which includes workshops and information stalls in the Union Mall on the 19th of November, which is International Men's Day. So make sure you check those out as well. How did you guys get here? So from
Walk through the fun.
so from the young age of like 10 years old to however old you are now, how did you get to university? What were the challenges you faced? And what made you want to do sports?
Sports for me was actually a very important thing. It's where I made my first friends in rugby.
Mm.
That's where I made my first friends.
Wow.
And when everything seemed to be going wrong in my life, it's where I found my friends again.
Yeah.
As for how I got to university, I initially went to Manchester some years ago.
Okay.
And then I became so ill, and mentally and physically, that I had physically lost the will to speak. I couldn't talk anymore.
Wow.
I couldn't remember anybody's names. And that's when I turned to rugby again.
Yeah.
And after a while, I learned how to talk again. And I wanted to finish off a period of my life that I never got to do. And so I came back to university.
Over here.
Yeah, a better university, I have to say.
So are you from Bradford or?
No, I'm from Dewsbury, just not too far out.
Yeah. Nice. And what about you, Leo?
So I'm from Batley, so not far either. I played multiple sports in my life. So I've gone from playing football was a big one in my life to coming to university and playing American football. In my first year, I tore my ACL, which had a full year out of uni. And to me, that was like probably the hardest year of my life so far because I was in like the biggest part of my life and I was doing all these amazing things where like I was getting into GB, I was playing American football, I was making all these mates at university. It was a full different life to what I had before. And then that day, my ACL tore and I couldn't play. So to me, that was like probably the biggest thing to me at that point was just fell apart. So with lads from rugby and American football, a lot of them pushed me to keep going.
Yeah.
So it's been nearly a year and a half now since my injury and I'm back at rugby, I'm back at doing what I love to do. And it's as much as I say that the sport is what helps me mentally, it's more the people around me in the sport that help me keep going. Because if I didn't have them lads around me, I probably would have stopped. I would have probably not came back to a contact sport. I probably wouldn't have done any other sport. I probably would have just focused on my career. So to me, that's why this university has been such a big part for me. And coming here, it was a bit of a struggle. I didn't think I'd ever come to university. I got to college and I thought, God, doing crap in this. And then I had people around me there from football, and a lot of the people at the college helped me just keep going.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how I'm here, pretty much.
It's back to running circles around us. I'll tell you that.
Wow, it's great to hear your guys' stories. You never would have thought that you guys have gone through so much to get to where you are now just by looking at you guys. So I had another quick question. What does being part of the rugby team mean to you personally, beyond just being a sport?
Like I say, it's a family rather than a sport. Every year you get new lads come through the team, and you make new friends every single year. And it's, to me, it's a way of releasing anything. It's like a 2 hours each Monday and Friday for me just to clear my mind and just enjoy my life pretty much. So it's, instead of just focusing and worrying about university, relationships, the family, anything like that, I just get to step on the pitch, and for 2 hours my mind turns off and I just get to be myself really, and just have a mess about really most of the time.
Yeah.
As much as we take it seriously, we like to mess about, and I think if you didn't have that, then it's more of a team rather than a family.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a way of just sort of letting down the walls at time, and the people in the team, the guys, they will always notice things, and they will always ask questions,
Yeah.
and it's okay around them.
Yeah. That's good. It's a good community.
But every year it's brilliant because there's always something new that will surprise you.
And you guys have been doing rugby for how long in university?
This is my second year. How many, Sean?
A fair few years now.
Okay.
Team mascot.
Kind of answered one of the questions already about just mental health in general, because I understand that sports teams can often be like families, like you guys have expressed already. But where do you find the support and strength beyond just the sport? Because you've shown that being around the people in the rugby team has massively helped you and helped your mental health. What about outside of that? Because I know that there's a pressure to be tough and hide emotions, especially as men.
I would say everyday life, men are expected to be things, to do things.
Yeah.
Not in rugby.
Mm.
Not, that's the one misconception.
Yeah.
That men aren't expected to be tough and be, hide their emotions. That's one thing they don't do in rugby.
Mm.
They learn to control them,
Yeah.
express them, but they don't need bravado. And that pressure there, because there's no pressure in the game there,
Yeah.
it's a whole lot easier. Outside, in the real world, it gets tougher.
Mm. And have you found any solutions for that?
Quite honestly, other than my friends, I always turn to my family.
Yeah.
I know, no matter what, my family will always be there.
For me, I find it hard sometimes getting out of bed in the morning.
Mm.
If there's something big happening in your life, even if it's something small, but your mind can make things small turn into big. And to me, a lot of everyday life is difficult, like talking to new people, just stuff like that. So for me, I find stuff that I love doing, and I just do them. For rugby, I love doing it, so I'd go every Monday and I go every Friday just to release anything that's happened during that week. I like going on Xbox. I like being out with my mates. You got to find something that helps you be more normal, feel normal during the day.
Yeah.
And it's a very hard thing to say that, because some people can find it instant like that, and then some people it can take 5, 10, however long years,
Yeah.
So it's just trying to find that passion that you have and build on that passion and revolving your life around it, I guess, but not forgetting to, go to other people. If you're having a hard time, the best way is just fully just talk to people and not just to push all your emotions down.
Yeah, I would say that one of the big pressures that men face, and it's one that sometimes they put on themselves, is that they don't want to be a burden.
Mm.
They don't want to be a burden to other men around them sometimes. They don't want to be a burden, especially to the women in their lives.
Why do you think that is?
To me, I think that everyone else is going through whatever I'm going through as well. So like, I don't tell people a lot of stuff in my life,
Yeah.
which is it's my issue. But I also think anyone else can have that as well, and they might be, no matter how small or big it is compared to mine, they're still going through it, and it's hard to talk to them about something that I've feel having issues with when theirs could be 10 times worse.
I feel like a lot of people feel like that in general.
Yeah.
It's just that they don't want to be a burden on other people. But I think a lot of people don't realize is that sometimes it's fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can just talk to a person, and I think a lot of the times it's trying to find that person that will unconditionally just listen, because just saying something out loud makes it 10 times better and lifts the burden. So I think going back to that concept of being a burden on other people, I feel like it's something that needs to change in society, and we just need a society that doesn't expect you to be perfect all the time, and to not have issues and not have problems, and be okay to express those problems when you feel the need to, because it's okay and we all feel those, and some might feel it more than others. But yeah, I think that's something that hopefully should change in society.
Definitely.
And I think you guys are doing a great job with that in your team, because it's not like that for your team members, is it? It's more you get to just say what you want, do what you want, feel what you want, and it's okay to feel that way, which I think is amazing, and I think a lot more people should be like that.
I think the other thing is, like, as well as being a burden, it's falling out with the people that you're close to. So like training the other day, we've had, we fall out with each other, and I know me and Sean, we have our bickers. Like yesterday, we sometimes have our bickers, Sean. But we don't just sit on them. I think is we help each other move past them bickers, and we kind of we come back as a team, and we kind of just intertwine again after that, and it's just how it is.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of things people will have issues with each other, and they'll just let them foster and just grow.
Yeah.
And it just makes a toxic team.
Yeah, I mean, I apologised yesterday for putting a rather indiscreet shot on him, and we just left it off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It happens, everyone's not going to make everyone happy all the time, are they? So you've got to find a way of.
We do get players that have a lot on their mind at the
Yeah.
time. They have a lot going on in their life, and sometimes it gets a lot, and they just need to talk.
Yeah. So have you noticed any changes in how team members talk to you about like well-being and checking in on each other? Is there something that you've noticed that has changed within the last few years?
Oh, definitely. It's I can guarantee it from a member who's initially joining the club
Mm-hmm.
or starting off new to the sport, watching them change gradually and becoming more open and being part of the sort of the system we have. It is completely different how they started off with how they entered.
Yeah.
And it's a good change, and it's a change for the better.
That's good.
Yeah, because you see him, like, I know when I came and I was very nervous, like, I'd just wait until see everyone else do it and then I'd just follow on. But now I've grown, now I've taken responsibility as well, and I've seen a lot of the new lads that have come in this year, gone from, I don't think one of them played rugby before this year at all, and they've gone from, not talking to anyone and kind of just sitting back and letting all the other old boys just play how they do,
Yeah.
to now getting involved and putting them in themselves in uncomfortable positions that they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But with someone telling them and helping them move forwards, they've put themselves into that position, and it's good to see them doing that, because now they're growing a lot more, and they're playing a lot better. And I think it's comes back down to that we've all became closer together. That I feel like I'm more comfortable telling someone else to do something for me, like telling them to do a certain play in a position that I've never played in.
Yeah.
Where I think if it was the first week where I could have told them do this, I think a lot of them probably wouldn't have done it, because you don't want to do something that you're gonna
Yeah.
make yourself look like a mug in front of a lot of people, because it's not your.
I think it's just getting out of your comfort zone really helps you grow,
Exactly, definitely.
even if you don't want to do it.
Also, one thing we do encourage, and the sport definitely encourages, is to get the players to really, as the expression says, look themselves in the mirror and sort of decide who they are, who they want to be,
Yeah.
and have they got enough courage to be that person and
Yeah.
be better than that.
Yeah. I think it all this comes back to just not really knowing who we are as people, especially at the young age of 18. Nobody's going to know who they are for definite. And coming to university and doing all these different things, not just the education, it helps massively with your growth. Like, I can tell you, I would have never sat down to do a podcast, and now I'm leading one. I never would have thought that would be possible. I used to be a shy little girl in primary school that wouldn't talk to anybody, wouldn't get involved with anything, and now my face is just everywhere. And I bet it's the same for you guys. Like, you never would have thought that you'd be sat in a podcast room talking about rugby.
No.
No. So it's really nice to see that people do grow and change and become better because of things like this. I would like to just touch upon a bit more about male allyship, because this word does get thrown around a lot, and a lot of the time people don't know what it actually means. So do you guys know what male allyship is?
I've never actually heard of it until now. I've looked, in all fairness.
I do and I don't.
Yeah.
I've heard of the term, but it's the use
Yeah.
of the term
Yeah.
that I don't understand quite.
Yeah. Okay. So the definition of male ally is a man who puts intentional effort and leverages their privilege to support gender equality and to unite females. It doesn't come up as much as it should. I think that's the issue, is that men don't really think of being male allies, especially when they don't know what it means. And I think the main thing that comes with being a male ally is just supporting females, because it's just rough out there. And if a man can somewhat understand what a woman is going through, it helps massively. And also just fighting for women's rights and understanding that, like, we'll have certain times where we're not feeling too great, and just being like, okay, I understand, let's try and do something about it.
I think we have to be open at the point that there are some things maybe that men will never understand, and
Yeah.
vice versa for women.
Yeah.
And we have to be open about that. We can't.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
openness is like the biggest thing that a lot of people
We just have to
struggle with.
be compassionate about that area. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah, and male allyship can mean different things for different people. It's not that essential definition. It can be a lot more broad than that, and that's okay, because any little bit can help. That's all. Like, that's all we want, is just support. And if that's just recognizing that we're just not feeling too great, or it's just getting a pad from a drawer, like, just little things like that is enough, sometimes. So yeah, I feel like male allyship needs to be like something bigger, and hopefully we can turn that into something bigger. What does it mean to you guys? On the pitch, off the pitch?
I guess, like I say, I think both genders have different hardships more than the other. So, I think there's a stigmatism between both genders that they're kind of against each other. And we're the same species, and we do have different hardships that we both may never understand. But
Yeah.
I think it is, like you say, we need to be more acceptant that we may never know what you're feeling and you never know what I feel. And it's more of helping each other get through them rather than seeing the differences.
Yeah.
It's more of encouraging each other to go through it and help each other rather than just like, nah, I don't feel how you feel, so I shouldn't have to help you at all.
I have to say, in the UK, we are quite lucky compared to some of the other countries when it comes to sport. That we do have these days, especially, it's coming up to a better sort of recognition. I know outside the sports themselves, I don't know how people perceive them, but people within the sports, no male rugby player will ever treat a female rugby player
Yeah.
any less.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they do great things for the sport.
Yeah.
And they are great ambassadors.
I think you see how they won the World Cup this year, and you see on social media a lot of the comments are just people trying to discourage these people that have done an amazing thing for the country. Same with the Euros for the women as well. You know, it's a very big thing for these people in their lives. It's something that they worked all their life towards, and then they can look on social media, think, oh, I'm going to get loads of praise here, and you know, make them feel like that, and then they look at it and it's just completely different to what you'd probably see if the men's won the World Cup or anything like that. So I think that is, like you say, I think it's in sports itself.
Yeah.
It's very,
Like
you know, tight knit.
appreciated,
Yeah, exactly. I think everyone would look up to the women for winning the World Cup, but then you can go on social media to people who don't understand it, and it's more widespread, and it's just people who would, you know, they just don't like people having good time in their life, you know.
That's it, and that's why I feel like this episode is so important, because it brings light to, you know, sports and the views outside of sports with compared to within sports, because that's important. And a lot of people that don't play sports, like me, I wouldn't ever have thought about that up until you said that. So now, if I was to look in social media, it would be very surprising. Either way, it would have been very surprising that comments are like that. But now it makes me feel like it's just completely like wrong, and it's not a good interpretation of the sport. But yeah, that's why we're here.
Yeah, no true sports person would react like that.
Yeah.
Anybody who loves a sport would be a total ambassador for both. And moving forward, the UK is getting better and better, and we only wish better for the female sports as well as the male.
Definitely. Another question about just male allyship in general. How do you think men can use their platforms, whether it's in sports or in civil life, to stand alongside women and marginalised groups?
So, I think on the field, what happened in the NRL, for instance, this year, the women won the cup, and the males won the cup for the same team. They were awarded the trophies at the same event.
Okay.
As they were equally. It wasn't a separate thing.
Yeah.
It was an equal event. And it was a recognition of being equally important. And it was a really good thing to see, actually. It's something that I think that might happen more often within the future.
Yeah.
Going forward, outside as a male ally, I would just hope that I would treat everybody that I come up with respect. Everybody has my respect until they lose it.
Yeah.
That's my basic. And if I just treat everybody with a bit of compassion, bit of patience, bit of understanding, and hope for the same in return, then I would think everything would be fine moving forward. If there's anything I need to change, then having that attitude will encourage that anything that needs to be changed sort of will be encouraged to be changed via that attitude.
What about you?
I guess for like platforms for a lot of male athletes, trying to show the other, like the gender, the women's equivalent of their team as well. Like Sean said, being able to have it more of it intertwined rather than have it split between this is the, like, let's say Leeds Rhinos men, this is the Leeds Rhinos women's. I think you don't see many men from them teams show up to the matches. I think, you know, you get a lot of teams being more of a separate, but they're in the same club. And it's like here as well, we have a lot of, like, with the women's rugby as well. I think we've been to maybe 1 or 2 matches, and they maybe came to one or two of ours, and I think being able to go to each of us match, I know it's on the same day, or you might have your own stuff going on in your life, but being able to just show that you actually care about watching them play as well, because they're at a very high standard. I think the women's rugby at this uni is a lot better than ours. I can say that with heart, because I've actually played a game and they've gone out there and done it.
Yeah.
And I think there's stigmatism that women can't really play rugby, just because of the contact wise of rugby, and I think it's a very
load of rubbish.
Exactly, it's a load of rubbish,
Yeah.
but I think it's a very big thing in the UK that I think it's been a bit more normalised now, but still a lot of women would probably still not go to rugby.
My old high school, St John Fisher's in Dewsbury, has several, within the last few years, several year groups, all female teams, either in the finals or won them for the country.
Wow.
At schools.
That is really impressive. So it's just about showing that support
Exactly.
outside of just everyday life, essentially.
Yeah.
Something that I know is that quite a bit of men worry about saying the wrong thing when it comes to gender conversations, just in general. So what would you say to guys who want to be allies but aren't sure where to start?
I guess guys always feel like they're treading on glass these days. Like I said, if you are open, respectful, understanding, I believe that's all you need to take the first step.
Coming from a girl, that's the right answer.
I think it's like being open about not understanding the issues that women can face is a big thing. I think a lot of people are expecting an argument straight away, or expecting conflict straight away. So I think they go into a conversation with the idea that it's not going to come out very well. So I think people will go into it and will say something, and they don't think about it, and it just kind of comes out more that they're going to start an argument as well. And I think you have to go into it open, and you think, okay, do I actually fully understand this situation? And I think I have that issue myself. It's that I kind of just do like conflict, and I could not like it, but you know, I do think that everything comes with conflict. That I always prepare myself that it's going to be
an argument. It's
exactly.
It's good. But I have to say, that's one reason why I've been very impressed by you as a women's officer.
Oh, thank you.
By the sort of projects that you've done, the recent one with the little cabinet by the student union.
The draw.
We finally got through that video without laughing.
Oh God, the amount of times I laughed through that, we had to record that like 5-6 times.
But that is a very important issue and does need more understanding, not just by the females at the university, but males as well.
That's why I've always been so open about, especially about periods. I mean, it's so normal. Why does it feel so taboo when it's the most normal thing in the world? It's so natural. Women get periods. So I don't understand where the idea comes from that we need to hide the fact that we have them. I think it's all got to do with culture and how people have been brought up. And that seriously needs to change. And starting somewhere small, like the draw, is the best way to kind of go about it.
I mean, as a brother with 2 sisters, and no female reacts the same way.
Yeah.
And it can be completely different for each of them, and it is very hard to watch for someone in your family that's going through that. So to better understand situations, that would be something a male ally would be good at.
Yeah. Just ask. Sometimes it's just about
ask,
asking.
understand, see if you can help.
Yeah. Well, if you can't, just leave her alone.
We'll be here more, like I said, treading on glass.
Yeah, it's tough. So, what does International Men's Day mean to you guys personally?
For me, it's a time of reflection, a time of openness, and a time of freedom in a way.
Okay.
But it's also a time that we use to look to the future.
Now, I've seen a lot of men go through a lot of mental challenges, and including myself. You know, I've seen friends, my own father. It's a very normal thing that is not normalised at all,
Yeah.
and
It's not
it's more of trying to help men find ways to be more open and help themselves. You know, they don't have to be open. They don't have to tell every single person.
No.
Yeah. But they don't have to tell everything.
Exactly.
Either, yeah.
And I know friends who've gone to groups like Andy Mann's Club, that they've helped them like wonders.
It's
you
a
know?
brilliant group,
It's
isn't
amazing.
It's club.
It's just about going to the right organizations. I know like male suicide rates are so high. It's very, very scary. It's very scary to think that so many men,
And it's the likes of
their lives over.
Samaritans and Andy Mann's Club, the likes of Pals as well,
Yeah.
and that really put in the effort to try and help.
Life's very difficult for everyone,
Yeah.
not just men. And I think it's everything. Little things can be very hard for a lot of people because you do one or two little things like washing up or drying up, putting stuff away, washing your clothes, making your bed, doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
They can be hard, and doing it weekly basis and knowing that you're gonna have to do it for a lot of your life, it can be hard. Going to work and stuff like that is very hard, and then you have the additional stuffs that are bigger, and then it just all adds up.
Yeah, I mean, we are quite lucky here,
Yeah.
because I have Leo here, and if I needed him to talk to,
Yeah.
he would be there. Not every
Vice
guy,
versa as well.
in general, guys find it very difficult to find that person or persons.
A lot of men think
to
other men are against each other, and you know, I know people that they'll, like say earlier, like they go into conflict with it, that they don't want to tell other people how they feel because they're not as much as a man as the other man.
Yeah, it's the expectation sort of that they don't want to be a burden, or they don't want to be any less than people. They don't want people to think less of them because of something, and so they take it all on themselves, and it gets too much, and that's why male suicides are a lot higher.
Yeah. And how do you think we can use days like International Men's Day to challenge the stigma and support both men and women more effectively?
I think for that it's a double-sided kind of coin. So on sort of International Men's Day, we would sort of find ways to help women understand, maybe put on some events so that women can understand just as much, and then for International Women's Day, vice versa.
Yeah, I think it's creating a more open environment for everyone. Like I said earlier, that we're the same species, and that as much as we have a lot of biological issues that are completely different to each other, I think one thing that we have in common is the hardships that we can go through in life, and that we can be more open with each other and help each other get through them hardships, rather than just saying, well, I'm a man and I can't really help you with this, or I'm a woman, I can't really help you with that. Just being more open with it all.
Why do you think it's important for men to be part of these type of discussions?
How do you expect men to fully comprehend or understand anything at all if they're not part of the discussions, if they don't see females' insecurities and personal problems and maybe their worries and concerns? If they're not part of those discussions, how can they come to comprehend them within the future and become a male ally?
Can't be normalised either then.
No.
It's not, if you don't know how it works, it's not going to be normalised at
There's
all.
just still this barrier.
Yeah.
You have to work towards breaking down that barrier. And in order to do that, both sides have to be part of that discussion.
Yeah. And just talking it out, really, yeah.
You can't really live in a community without bumping into another, not the opposite gender. So you can't not know what's happening in other people's lives, really. Not on a major scale, but you gotta know what issues everyone faces, so you can kind of sidestep or just take it down a tone a little bit. I think in a lot of workplaces, it's very hard.
And we're all living for the first time, you know. We've never experienced this before. We're not gonna know everything right off the bat. It's okay to make mistakes and learn from them. Do you think there's a way that sports clubs and student groups can get more involved in initiatives like this?
I think Leo made a good point earlier about just joining the sports kind of thing together, so that the full support is there,
Yeah.
and that could be a big start and a big sort of foundation maybe to moving on to other things. But
It's coming together as a community rather than just
yeah, I
being
mean,
against each other. Really.
if we spent more time maybe talking to the Wolves and see about their concerns in the sport kind of thing, we might be able to help them or just even understand them a bit better.
Yeah. So just having conversations.
And
Yeah.
vice versa, if the Wolves came and talked to the Storm lads, they'd be quite welcome.
And if you could give one message to men listening, whether they're students, athletes, or just figuring things out, what would it be?
You're never alone. No matter how you feel it, no matter how it may look, you're never alone.
And you so you only have one life, and you want to live it to your fullest.
Yeah.
You might not like talking to people, but you definitely have people that are close to you that will be there for you and help you through them moments. And if you don't feel happy where you're in life right now, then maybe where you are in life isn't where you need to be. And you can find ways that help you get through life a lot easier, like sports with rugby, or it can be going in an Xbox or going out running, going to the gym, stuff like that.
I have to say,
Find something that gets you.
I think we would have
yourself.
maybe less problems around university if more people came and joined Storm.
Very true.
Very true, yeah.
Shameless
But-
plug.
Yeah, no matter how isolated you are, there is always someone somewhere out there in the world or around you
Yeah.
that will
Yeah.
comprehend and understand exactly what you are going through or how you feel.
Even if
Us.
that's like online.
Yeah. I mean, I said it to our players yesterday, you don't want to be saying you've came to uni and all you did at uni was revise and sit and revise. And as much as it is a good thing to say that you did that,
Yeah.
you said you're going straight into work after this. And, work is a full week's worth of doing
8 to
that's
5.
exactly.
Sounds horrible.
Where here you maybe get 2 or 3 lectures a week, and it's hard. It's going to be a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a massive jump up in life because you're very independent.
Yeah.
And I think if you find something, a society or a sports like Storm, you become yourself and you find yourself within that rather than just being a little person behind a desk. Just
Laughing 2 or 3 lectures a week.
exactly.
Engineers are in for full 5 days. But
Open for everybody.
where's the growth if you're not willing to
time
maybe
off,
do
don't you?
so?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for the mind, good for the soul.
And last thing before we finish, what's one change that you would love to see in university culture when it comes to masculinity and allyship?
This is difficult for me because there is some toxic masculinity on campus.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to see. And I would prefer, for more people to come to Storm for a start. That'd be great.
Yeah,
Would-
come on, guys, where are you?
Yeah, that would sort that out. But just people to be more open about who they are, about who they want to be, and sort of reflect on who they are at the moment on campus. Like I said earlier, if we work towards just respect of everybody around us, no matter what gender they are, understanding and a bit of patience, I think campus will be a very happy place in general.
So I'd just like to say a big thank you guys for joining me today.
Thank you for
the
inviting
work that
us.
Of course, yeah. I mean, what you guys are doing to make our campus more open is amazing.
Yeah, and it's something we are always working towards. So if you ever need to talk, you don't need to be part of the Bradford Storm team, but we have members there that are always willing to talk to any person
Yeah.
on campus.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Not the stereotypical be a big Scary man.
No, rugby league, I don't know where that comes, because rugby league, the players come in all shapes and
No,
sizes.
definitely. I'm skinny.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm not skinny. No,
That's why it's the beauty of the sport, isn't it? Really.
all
That you get
shapes
to-
and sizes, every colour. It is brilliant.
Yeah.
It's a sport when anybody can be whoever they want to be.
Amazing. Let's keep working together to make allyship an everyday practice, not just a one-day thing.
And keep an eye out on Bradford Storm's social media for any charity events that we will be putting up, including the infamous waxing event.
The Instagram is UOB Storm. That's all it is. It's really easy.
Nice.
We hope to see you soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Her Side of Campus.